Hi guys. You have to forgive me because I am supposed to be starting my new talk show, Craig Talk. This is the first episode, but I am sort of like having an existential crisis right now because I was doing like a little test shoot to get the framing right on the video, and as I came around, like the camera caught the back of my head, and I was like watching the test shoot back, and I was like, I definitely like have a bald spot. I'm like starting like male pattern baldness. Like I'm starting to like thin like back here. And I like the crisis is like, do I care? You know, because like I'm not afraid to age. I know I'm gonna get old. And you know, like my dad is bald. And actually when I was like 10 years old, my dad had hair plug surgery, and it was like the round plugs, and it looked so bad. And then he wore like a newsy cap over it for like a decade because he was like, embarrassed, I think, because it was so bad. And then eventually he got it fixed, and he had like hairline reconstruction surgery. And so I'm like prepared. I'm like kind of, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I just was like, I don't know. I guess I can't worry about this right now. Like, will it affect my ability to get laid? I guess not. Like, who sees the back of your head on Grindr, right? Nobody. Nobody. Okay, I think I'm okay. All right. Well, with that spiral out of the way, welcome to episode 1 of my new talk show, Craig Talk, the show where I talk and you listen. It's a novel idea, really. I wanted to sort of explain. I wanted to take this. I want these episodes to be maybe like 10, 12 minutes, maybe. And I wanted to sort of explain why, like this sort of like impetus for my web series. Wait, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I had this, like, I was in the shower just now and I was like practicing it. Well, one, there's sort of like a monetary aspect to it because actually let me rewind a little bit. So I believe in social media. I believe in the power of social media, but I feel like my personality is not really suited to tweets or Instagram, like a little comment, like a little emoji. I don't know. I am very verbose, and I tell very long, sort of like winding stories. And I like, actually, the colorway of this couch is raconteur, which is a storyteller, and I thought it was always very appropriate for me to have my couch in a raconteur colorway. Cause, you know, and so I don't know, it was like, I want to sort of engage with social media in a way that I think suits my personality, which is perhaps this. And I don't know, I always like, I think maybe like fear of failure and sort of like just general sort of like insecurity and like of sort of like opening up yourself up to strangers is very scary, and I think that always like held me back. The internet can be a scary place, and I don't know. I'm not a fuck. How many like characters do you get on Twitter? It used to be like 140. Like I've never been a 140 character person, so it always like felt like strange to sort of like try to, I don't know, like that it can be like a good tool to sort of like adapt your skills to different mediums, but I don't know. I'm like I'm not a 140 character guy. Uh, those of you that know me know that. And then, you know, and I used to do a little stand up and improv as in my younger days before I started going bald. Oh my god. But I don't know. I never really like. I don't know. I never felt like improv was very like interesting. I don't know. I always felt like I don't know. It just I don't know. Some people just you don't like engage or respond to something that well. I was like I like to think I was kind of good at improv, but I don't know. I just like never thought it was that funny. Like sorry, burpees, seedy theatrical improv troupe. And I think they knew that because I like never showed up to practices. Um, Yikes, or like shows for that matter. Um, and then I did a little stand up back in the day, but there's like, but I'm not a theater kid. I don't really enjoy getting on stage and that. And I like to tell like new stories. I like novelty, and like so you get like when in stand up you do your set and you practice it and you practice it and you practice it and you do the same material over and over until you perfect it. And I just like that's like not how what my brain wants to do. My brain wants to tell stories, and actually when I remember I took a stand up writing class in my college days, and I remember like my problem was like punchlines. Like they kept being like, "You don't have any punchlines," and I'd be like, do I need punchlines? Like maybe there is a humorous quality to my tale, and I don't need a punchline. But they didn't like that. They were like, "You need a punch," and I never had a, I never had a punchline. Um, and then and then there's that sort of like that aspect of like just like you would go to open mic nights and you're just like I just like getting so much anxiety and that like but like leading up to it, and then you're on stage for like 3 minutes and you're like I put myself through a lot like I am an anxious person. I know that now, and just to like put myself through that like physically and mentally just for 3 minutes of maybe not a lot of reward, what like never I never felt like that suited me. So um I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about my contributions, my gifts, my art, and I don't, and that's that thing too, is like I don't really feel like I'm that. I was gonna say I really love like Kathy Griffin's stand up because she just like tells her story like hot cup of talk. I don't know. I always like really like that always really resonated with me. Hot cup of talk. I was like, yeah, I could just talk. So I was like thinking about that, and then I was thinking about my two icons of talk, which are not Oprah and Rosie O'Donnell. Um, which maybe they should be. Those they're up there. But my two icons of talk are Wendy Williams and Trisha Paytas. Just icons of just like sort of, to me it's very like postmodern, like I'm gonna talk, you're gonna listen. And that's that like first segment of Wendy, the hot topics. Like who watches after the hot topics? Like I don't want to see her interview anyone. I don't care. And like the interviews are it's like such a transparent like marketing sort of I don't know what the word is, like a marketing ploy. It's like some celebrities promoting their latest book or movie or TV show or like clothing line or whatever, and you're just like, I don't care. I don't know. Like especially on the late night shows, and it's like I don't know. I just don't find that interesting. So I don't know. And I was like, how can I be interesting? How can you guys, the audience, really get my essence to come across? And I was like, Craig, why are you? And I was like texting my friends about this, and they were like, what's your gimmick? Like, it's YouTube. Don't you need a gimmick? And I was like, like speaking of which, last night I was like watching these I don't know, you know, like YouTube like is like, watch this video. This video like is like, you think you'd like it. So it was like this kid, this like YouTuber who he looks so young. He looks like a baby. He looks like he's 19. And then he has like he has like an equally cute boyfriend who's probably like 23 maybe. And they're like very cute. They're what I used to call like shiny gays. Kind of like a shiny Pokemon. They're like sort of rare and like very like beautiful and cute, and everybody loves them. They're like those gays that were really popular in school. All the girls were like the gay that like all the girls were in love with. That was not me. I was always like really into anime, so I always thought of myself as a kaiju gay, just like a large monstrous gay that was gonna like destroy your city. That was how I fell in my brain, and I actually I used to do a little rapping under the moniker Chazilla the Killer, which was I thought was very fitting because it's always how I felt, like a giant monster to like stomp on you. That's a fetish, but not in a fetish way. But so these like this teen, it's like him like it's like him and his boyfriend doing like cute things, like YouTube challenges. Like here, like there was one where they were like kiss. It was like, I'm gonna kiss my boyfriend all day, and you're like supposed to be like, I think you're supposed to be a teen girl, and you're supposed to like find it really cute and be like, oh my god, I love this. And I didn't. I'm not a teen girl. I don't know if I'm going to appeal to teen girls. I don't know. I don't know what my demographic is. And the secret is, this is sort of a social experiment for me. I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe no one wants to listen to me talk for 15 minutes. But in my brain, I was like, maybe people do. You know, sometimes it's nice to have like a friend out there that you feel like is your friend, and but you don't know them. So we'll see. This is episode 1. We'll see how it goes. But so then and then the other video he was like, and it's kind of like he's playing up his gayness, which I support, and I wish sometimes I'm like, if I'd been that age, if I'd felt more confident and comfortable as a gay man at that age, like who knows, you know where I would be right now. Maybe not on my couch doing this, but you know so in then one video he like pads his ass, and he's like, I'm gonna pad my ass to like prank my boyfriend to make him think I have a big ass. And it's like cute, but like a little bit like schmaltzy. And I just was like, I'm not that person. I don't know if I could do that. Like I mean, I could do it, but would it feel like me? You know, would it feel like my brand? And then the other one I watched was this guy who was like very handsome gay, and he's like friends with Gus Kensworthy, the Olympic skier, and I guess he does hair. And then it was like him and his friend like went to Venice Beach, and they're like, it's like spend the day with me kind of, and it's like, oh, it's like in his like beautiful like white apartment. And then he has like, oh, they go to like a coffee shop and they get a juice, and his like friend's really telegenic too, and it's like kind of it's like it like sort of is like that a gut punch of like, oh my god, like I guess it's supposed to be aspirational, you know, like when you watch the Kardashians, you're supposed to be like, I want to look like that, I want to have that much money. But yeah, so it's sort of like I like aspirational like LA gay life, but I'm like, for me it's like sort of like gut punch where I'm like, where's the like nuance, you know, and I think that is why I moved to New York instead of LA. When I was a young gay, I made the choice. You gotta choose when you leave the Midwest. You gotta choose which coast to go to. And I, as a monster, I needed a city with like taller buildings to destroy. So I was like, I gotta go to New York City. And then I don't know. I think like New York attracts people that are maybe a little more like neurotic, perhaps. People who are a little more people who like a little bit more like conflict in their lives, or like and I'm not saying this is a good thing, but like, cause like LA, it's like easy, it's chill, and like, and in New York, it's sort of people that like sit better with discomfort, maybe, or aren't maybe so used to being like happy all the time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making this up now, but I'm in Brooklyn right now, if you couldn't tell. But I don't know, I was watching that video and I was like, oh, this guy's killing it. He's got like lots of views. He's got a nice apartment. And but I was like, I don't think that's my brand. Like I don't that's like I don't think a gimmick is my brand. I think my gimmick is just like no gimmick. I'm just gonna That's why I love Trisha Paytas so much. She just like talks to the camera for like 40 minutes and you just like I don't know, there's something about her. She's so magnetic to me, at least. You just like you like listen to her go on. And I think she gets in trouble sometimes because she talks so much. But I can relate to that because I'm the same. Like, look at me now. I'm talking a mile a minute. Not as fast as her, though. She's in the Guinness Book of World Records, which is incredible. She's incredible. And then, like, Wendy, my favorite isn't Hot Topics. It's, like, the Wendy after the show. And she's just, like, she, like, changes out of her good wig and puts her bad wig on. Like, not her bad wig. Like, when you take off your high heels and put your slippers on, it's like her house wig, kind of. And then she just, like, talks to the camera. She's like, it's very, I don't know, I find that empowering in a way that, like, maybe something a little more overproduced or, like, say, shiny isn't. And I don't know if you guys saw on my page, my YouTube channel, my tagline for Craig Talk is banality, rants, frivolity, neuroses. And that, like, banality, sometimes I think that, like, banalities are more interesting than profundities, and you sort of, like, you know, like, most of life isn't profound, it's banal. It's like, you know, you go, you know, most of life is filled with this sort of, like, tiny day-to-day, like, movements, if you will, not sort of giant life-changing thoughts or moments, which I think is what social media likes to focus on. You know, Instagram, it's like, I'm engaged, or I'm going on vacation, this is my trip of a lifetime. You know, it's like these big things, but I'm like, I don't know, for me, it's like, oh, I peeled a banana today. Like, you know, that maybe that to me is like, it was a big deal, like, peeling that banana. Actually, it is, like, for me. I eat a banana every morning. Every morning, I'm, like, so happy to eat my banana. And because I gotta focus on that, you know? Because maybe, you know, I don't know. There's different plans for all of us. But, I don't know if you guys, I don't know, did you guys get a satisfying explanation as to my talk show from that? I don't know. Oh, and then the other thing was sort of like, to like get back to it, like, there was sort of like a monetary reason, because I don't know, it was like, I just assume everyone on YouTube is like raking it in. Like, hello, did you guys watch Jeffree Starr's house tour? Which I don't, I was just like, what? Like, Jeffree, you moved from, like, one house to, like, an even bigger house. And they're kind of, like, they're, like, houses that, like, the Real Housewives of New Jersey would live in. They're kind of, like, weird McMansions that aren't particularly to my taste. But he's loving his life, and he's, you know, good for him. He's very rich now. But I was like, I don't think my brand is, I actually have a real problem in this sort of, I'm actually, like, this is the thing, I'm materialistic, but I'm not capitalistic, and I'm trying to become less materialistic, and so I really don't support, like, buying lots of things. Like, I'll do it myself, but, like, I don't want to, like, encourage people to, like, buy a lot of makeup or buy a lot of clothes or, you know, other things that YouTubers, or, like, you think of, like, Goop, it's like, but spend this money. It all comes back to money, and just, like, these businesses are sort of, like, you know those snakes, the Ouroboros that like eat their own tails? It's kind of like that. It's like we're always having to like use more resources to generate more product, to generate more revenue, and it's like, to me, this is like so pure to me. It's just like, I'm just gonna talk, and I'm not gonna like tempt you to try a new lip color so you'll spend money on that. I'm not gonna like be like, oh, you've never like worn a wrap dress, you should like buy one because the wrap dress looks good on everyone. That's not my thing. I might buy a wrap dress, but I don't want you to have to do it. So I don't I don't feel like I can't feel like I don't feel good about that. I don't feel ethical about like about like encouraging others' consumption. That makes sense. Um, but what was I talking about? Like Jeffree Starr's giant mansion. Oh yeah, but so I'm like, wow, I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, like these YouTubers are like rolling in it probably, and I'm like, maybe I can get a piece of that YouTube money because I recently was like renewed my lease, and I live in a studio. I live in a beautiful studio apartment. It's here. You can't see it because you're seeing me right now, but maybe one day we'll do a tour of my lovely room. But I pay $1,150 in rent a month for it, which is a lot. It's a significant chunk of change, and I make $70,000 a year at my job. Which is great, which is a lot of money, actually, I think. I personally think that's a lot of money, and probably more than I deserve. I or anyone deserves. Billionaires, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, like all the one Coach brother that's still alive. Yeah, that's for you. But but also like I find myself fantasizing about having a one bedroom, and in my head I'm like, oh, what would my life be like if I had a one bedroom apartment? Like I could like leave one room and go to the other room if I ever wanted to. Not that I'm like mad about being in one room all the time, but in my head I'm like, what would it be like if I had like a boyfriend and in the morning I wanted to like get up and I could like leave him in the bed and like go to the other room. Cause like when you live in a studio, it's like you wake up, if one person's up, the other one is gonna be up very soon because you can't like leave someone sleeping in the other room. Like I can't really have more than like 3 people over. I'm like, what would it be like if I could entertain? If I could like put all my stuff in one room and close the door and then have like people in the other room. So I was like, I don't know, I was like thinking about that, and I don't know, it's like hard. I'm like working really hard on trying to sort of like staunch, because I think of like want as sort of like when you're cut and you bleed and like it just starts flowing out of you, like want as like bleeding, like, and you gotta staunch the flow of want. And so sometimes when I feel myself wanting more, I feel I feel guilty about it. But then sometimes I'm like, maybe I don't think having like 2 rooms instead of 1 room is like that bad. But I'm fine for now. But then my coworker was like, he was like, Craig, I found a beautiful 1 bedroom for $1,650 a month. And I was like, $1,650 a month? Like I could conceivably afford that on my salary, but then I would have like no money for anything else. And then I don't know, and I was just like, that's crazy. Like it is crazy that like the world wants this much money from me just for a tiny apartment. Like that is insane to me. And like, why isn't housing like free? I know I'm like, these are my radical ideas, but like, like, just, like, these basic human things. Like, why isn't housing free? Like, shouldn't the government, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like, I mean, I live in New York. There's, like, housing projects. There's, like, government housing. But I'm like, it's not really free. I don't know. This isn't the point of this talk. But I was just like, I don't know. I was like, oh, maybe if I, like, make some, I don't know, maybe make this YouTube, maybe my YouTube talk show will be, like, a good outlet for my creative energy. And two, maybe it'll make me a little coin, as the children say, coin. And then maybe I can get a 1-bedroom one day, like, in a few years. And I really want to garden, you guys. I was watching all these, like, Netflix. I'm obsessed with Monty Don. He apparently is, like, the British garden equivalent of Mary Berry. And so I was, like, watching all these, like, Monty Don shows on Netflix, and, like, it's always, like, these cute couples that are like, we want a garden. They're like, I can't really do a British accent. I do a lot of accents, and I do them all poorly, but it doesn't stop me. But, yeah, the British people are like, they call their backyards a garden. So they're really talking about their, like, tiny ass backyards. And I find it, like, adorable. And they're like, I just want a little garden of my own. Wouldn't it be nice to have a garden to sit in? And I'm like, yeah, that would be nice. Like, I would love a garden. And by that, it just means, like, yard. In my case, like, in New York City, maybe the reality would be, like, a fire escape I could, like, put plants on. Because my current fire escape, the, like, windows, this is not good, but the window's broken, so, like, you can't really, like, in an emergency, if my apartment was on fire, I could get out of the window, but, like, it's not, like, conducive to, like, going in and out of on a regular basis to, say, like, tend a garden, a fire escape garden. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, maybe in a few years I'll have a garden and a 1-bedroom. Wouldn't that be nice? And then you guys, my new internet friends, can all come over and we can watch Kesha music videos and, like, paint our nails or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's, oh my god, did you guys watch that? Who's that one girl who, like, paints her nails? And she's amazing. She's really good. But then she sits there and she did the one where she, like, peeled all the nail, she, like, put, like, 100 coats of nails on her fingers, and then she, like, sits behind the wall and it's, like, all the nail colors, which is cool, but in my head I'm like, what? I'm like, when do you ever use, like, there's no way she uses any of those nail colors, like, more than once or twice. It seems a little, like, wasteful. But I guess it's, like, art, you know, the wall itself is an art installation. But now she's got her own line of nail polish, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that's always the inevitable turn. It's, like, this, like, turn towards, like, capitalism. And, like, who knows, maybe one day I'll be selling you something, or trying to. But I don't know, I want to be a person who sort of, like, moves through the world mindfully and, like, sort of thinking about, you know, the way, you know, capitalism affects us. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. I think I'm done here. I think I'm done with my first episode. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to tell you guys. But no, I think that's it. You guys. Like, poor Jeffree Starr, right? He, like, got that giant house, and then his, like, boyfriend and him broke up. But like also it's hard to feel sorry for him because it's like sort of he's kind of like become a Real Housewife. It's like that like wretched, the sort of like wretched excess of like a housewife, like those like Theresa Guidice kind of in this like big all alone in this big house. And then in like Jeffree Starr's case, the like little Pomeranians are like her children. You know, she's like 5 daughters. He has like 5 Pomeranians or something. That to me is like amazing. But like very Sunset Boulevard, but like current 2020 Sunset Boulevard. All right. On that note, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna go like put some Rogaine on my head or something, but probably not. Okay. All right. Bye.